lot of people say like how to hide your pad and everything and how to like take it out slowly, but I'm just like, if you're on your period, you're on your period, you know, just take out that pad and go. I don't know, is it just me? I feel like it's just me. If you're on your period, you can't do anything about it. Don't worry about hiding it, just take it and go. If you can't put it in your locker, your purse, you forgot to, whatever, you know. It's your girl Karishma back again with another video just for you, and today we are going to be talking about period tips. Because when I first started my period, you know, when I was younger, I had no idea how to prepare, how to, you know, all these different little life hacks, you know, that I didn't know anything, you know. I just knew how to survive during the month in my own ways. And then one day I just happened to be watching TV and the doctors came on. The doctors TV show is what they're called, and they happened to be talking about period tips. Literally everything that they talked about like period tips and what to do and how to prepare, I have used the minute I got those tips, and I still to this day use it, and because of that I'm able to prepare for my period. I'm able to not ruin as many underwears as I used to ruin. Of course you're always going to ruin your underwear, but I ruin less now, you know, to save the underwear. So the first thing that I want to talk about with you guys is how to prepare for your period. This 100% was the #1 tip that actually really helped me, and that was to get a little mini calendar. So they showed on the doctor show, they show like a little paper calendar that you make on your own, but now we have apps for the period calendar. So I will show you up on the screen somewhere, maybe in front of my face, that you can see is the period app that I use. Now there are a ton of other period apps out there, and you can choose any one that you like, but this is the one that I use. It literally is so helpful. It knows exactly when my period comes. At first I was like, there's no way it can know when my period comes, because like it can't, like how does it do that? It doesn't know when my period's gonna like come on the next month, you know. But literally every single month it says 2 more days and your period's gonna be here, and I'm like, yeah, right. And then it comes, and then I'm like, oh wow, this is magic. This is literally magic. So you can put in your, not only can you put in your period, not only it already tells you when your period's gonna start, so it's already put in there because it somehow knows when it's gonna start and it tracks it for you. But you can always input it and say it has started today. Even if it's already told you that it's going to start, you just input it for yourself, so the next time it can know how to track it properly. Maybe you started a little bit before or a little bit after. It warns you about 2 days before when your period comes, so that you can know, like, okay, my period's going to come, maybe I should start wearing some panty liners, and say, in case I like see any like little drops, you know, and then I won't have to ruin my underwear. And then of course on the calendar, when your period does come, on the calendar you can always give like little notes, like you can write down notes, or it already has stuff like pain or how much you've been dropping and or if you've been getting a headache, or if things feel weird, it has it on there, so you can warn it and say, on this day this is how I felt, and it just helps track it even more for you. So that's kind of how I use the calendar app. I bet there's a lot more than there is, but that's what all I use it for. Oh no, it does, I mean it does do the, I noticed it does do the pregnancy stuff, and it'll tell you if you want to do that, if you are older. Yeah, I only use it for the period because that's all I need it for. So second thing, how to prepare for your period. There have been so many times when I have been road tripping or I've been going on the airplane, and my period tracker will be like, will pop up my notifications and be like, hey, by the way, 2 days and you will get your period. And I'll be like, that's when I'm going on a trip. So, or that's when I'm in school, maybe if you're in school or something. And I will always, this is always in my bag 24/7 except for the underwear. And that's only when I see my tracker on, I'll start putting my underwear in my purse. So I have like a little in my bag. This is my go-to big period bag because it has more pockets, and I always put a little separate pocket in there, and that in case I always carry an extra pair of underwear. I don't know if I can show that. I always carry an extra pair of underwear just in case. I know I saw this one girl, and she says she always puts her, in case it gets ruined during a trip, she always puts it in a Ziploc bag, which is a really good idea, which from now on I'm going to do that instead. Before I used to just like wrap it up in a lot of toilet paper, and then more toilet paper, and then more, and then probably some napkins and everything, and then put it in here. But I think from now I'm going to use that idea. Just carry like a nice Ziploc bag, and then put your underwear that got messy into the Ziploc bag instead. So that's what I also carry. Next thing I carry is an emergency little pack of medicine. Of course, I carry my extra pads and panty liners, you know, just in case. Which, by the way, I have a ton of these really thin panty liners that I never use because they are just absolutely useless. They're too thin. Now, I remember in school, I never kept... Oh yeah, in school, I had, because this is from the doctor's idea, I had like a little box, and they said you can put your little underwear and your little pad and your medicine right in that little box. You can leave it in your purse and take it to your purse if you want to like ask to go to the bathroom, and go to the bathroom and take your purse with you. Or you can go to your locker on your way to the bathroom and just grab it there. And I noticed like a lot of people say like how to hide your pad and everything, and how to like take it out slowly, but I'm just like, if you're on your period, you're on your period, you know, just take out that pad and go. I don't know, is it just me? I feel like it's just me. If you're on your period, you can't do anything about it. Don't worry about hiding it, just take it and go. If you can't put it in your locker, your purse, you forgot to, whatever, you know. Second thing that I like to carry around in my purse, although I use this all the time anyways, but I really make sure to carry this around in my purse during that time, is the Ultra Summer's Eve spray. I always use a freshening spray because it smells so good. It's like, is it freshening spray, but it kind of smells like lavender. I think that's what it is. But I use this all the time, and it really just gives a nice little fresh scent down there. They also have wipes, so that's also good to carry. You can carry both the wipes and the little perfume, and you can be prepared, and bada bing bada boom, we are prepared. Now, let's talk about the different pads. Now, I didn't know about this before. I thought there was only one kind of pad. For some reason, I have no idea. No, I thought there was two kinds of pads. A little, really thin liner, and then, of course, your daily pad, right? I didn't know about the, that there were other kind of thin pads. So this is the one that I use. It is like a thin pad, but it's for sure not as thin as this one. So this is the one that I use, and this is when I'm like really light days. So it still absorbs a good amount, but it's for when you're really light, maybe you're just beginning, or you're just coming to your period, or you're just ending your period. This is what I recommend. Maybe if you're really light, then maybe you can use this, but I'm never there, so this is why I always recommend this. This was another thing. Because I only thought that there was these kind of pads, and then there were the really heavy kind of pads, I didn't know that there was a night and a day pad until I really was looking in the aisle and I discovered night pads. And this actually really saved, because before I would just use the day pads, and I would have to get up in the middle of the night on a school night every 2 hours just to like change this. And then of course when I discovered this though, it saved so many hours of sleeping so that I could not get up in the middle of the night. So yes, if you didn't know, I don't know why I didn't know. I just one day decided to just browse around the aisle a little bit more, and I discovered night pads so that they literally last me the whole night, and I'm good. You know, I don't have to get up in the middle of the night and change it. Now, the next tip I highly recommend that you talk to your doctor before this, but I have really bad cramps. So I noticed like a lot of my friends, they don't have like really bad cramps. They suffer from more dripping. than they do from the cramps, where I, on the other hand, TMI maybe, I don't know, where I get my period 2 to 4 days, but in those 2 to 4 days, I get less drop-ins and more heavy cramps, like I'm gonna die, like somebody is stabbing me in the stomach 100 times for like a whole entire day. If I'm not the only one, I'm pretty sure, I know like other girls, they have that too, where they like bleed less and they cramp way more. So because of that, I had to go to the doctor and they had to prescribe me some an upper dosage in the ibuprofen, or you can also take birth control pills. I know there was one more thing. It was either birth control pills you can up your dosage in ibuprofen by getting it prescribed by the doctor. You have to get it prescribed by the doctors. Go to the doctor. So talk about this with your doctor. That's what I did if you're having really bad cramps. I know it helped me. If I didn't go to the doctor, I'd be suffering from these bad cramps. And she gave me so much advice. One advice I can tell you that she gave me is take your medicine when you know your period is coming up. Take your medicine a couple of days before it comes up. So, but unless I'm feeling the cramps a couple of days before my cramps, if I'm feeling the cramps, then I take them. But if I don't, even though it's a couple of days, I don't. And honestly, that helped me a whole bunch, because before, even though I felt the cramps, even though I wasn't on my period, I wouldn't take the ibuprofen. So because of that, it really helped me settle into the cramps coming on the day. There are still days when I am dying and on the floor and saying, oh my gosh, this is my last day on earth. Is this how I'm gonna go down? Oh my God, somebody take me to the hospital. But other than that, because of that advice, I don't do that as often now. As you probably already know, is hot water really helps the cramps. So usually I will take a shower, or a really long hot shower, and then I will sit in front of the hairdryer, because sometimes that is the only heat that helps me. But if my cramps aren't as bad, then I'll use either this water bottle, is that what they're called? Just hot water bottle. I'll either use this hot water bottle, fill it up with hot water, and then just lay around until the cramps disappear. Or I will use this hot water. Okay, wait, they're both hot water bottles. One is a manual one is an electric one. So this one you have to fill up with water yourself every time, and you have to refill it. Usually it always stays hot for a very long time, but you have to refill it, and you have to keep reusing water and wasting that water. So I used to use this in case of an emergency, like if I was like out in the wilderness, like camping for some reason. I like camping. So if I was camping, then yes, I would use this. But if I'm not, then I use this because it's electric. I don't have to move. I just have to plug. Where's my plug-in? So I just have to plug it in, and then I just have to plug this into the wall, and then bada bing, bada boom, I've got hot water, and I just reuse the same water because that's what it comes with. And I've had this since I was in high school. It's lasted me that long. But yes, this really helps, because literally when I was in school, you know, instead of like, and I was like, oh my God, I wish I could bring this to school. But I can't, because I have to keep filling it, and it's just really huge. With this one, and I noticed like the other girls would use this too, you literally just like make sure to sit next to a plug-in and plug it in, and then just keep it right there while you're studying. And then you're good to go, literally. Just remember, with an electric one, you can use it at home and lay there until you're done. And if you're worried about going to school, just remember to like plug this in, because this one, I think it's because of the charging is different, so it takes longer to heat up. So make sure to charge it before you go to school, and then you've got that while you're like going to school. And then when you're at school, you can just plug it in right next to your nearest outlet, and then there you go. And if anybody says anything, just be like, I'm on my cramps, dude. Join the party if you want. A couple more ideas of how to relieve the pain. This may be enough for you, but literally there are times when none of this works. It's like sometimes one tip works and then the next time I have it, it doesn't work for some reason. I don't know, like sometimes hot water doesn't work at all. And so sometimes I will just have to walk it off. So literally I will just walk and then hold my stomach and that'll help. There are also sometimes when I'm just like, I just have to like beat on my stomach, literally, where I just like, that actually really helps. This other one, which I literally just tried the other day, not the other day, but last month, and it's breathe like you're in labor. So I watched a Nikki and Gabby video where they pretended to be pregnant for 24 hours. And one of the things that they did was they had to lean against a table, not a chair, like lean over a chair, and then just like rub, well, their boyfriends rub their stomach. I don't have one, and even if I did, I would not want them to do this while I'm on my period. So they would rub their stomach and then they would breathe like they're in the labor. So one day I was having such bad, horrible pains, like literally the heat wasn't helping, I couldn't walk, I was dizzy, the pain medicine, no matter how much I took it, wouldn't help. So I was like, okay, let's try breathing like we're in labor. So I did that and it helps. So if you come down to that, try breathing like you're in labor, because it actually does help. It's a little weird, it's a little awkward, it's a little weird, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, just try that. Another thing everybody talks about is eat dark chocolate, like eat tons of it. I don't know why, but I think the dark chocolate, eating that helps me more than the ibuprofen that I take. Literally, I pack that fridge full of dark chocolate, and I crave so much chocolate when I'm on my period. So that, like Nutella and Dove chocolate and mint chocolate, oh my god, that's so good. And oh my god, just a bunch of Nutella chocolate. Just like take a spoonful of that and just still like it. Oh my god, so good. I mean, I crave it when I'm not on my period, but like I really crave it when I'm on my period, and it relieves so much. I will put up, maybe I'll put up a definition as to why, I forget. I know so many people say why dark chocolate relieves pain, and I forget that, but if I find a definition, here it is. Another thing, plenty of water. Every time I drink soda or iced tea or anything sugary on my period, I realized it makes my cramps worse. So I always make sure to drink plenty of water. Just have that water next to you all the time. I'm extra thirsty during that time. And yeah, just make sure to drink water, and only water. Personally for me, I don't know, dairy for some reason does not like me, really doesn't like me when I'm on my period. So if that's you also, maybe if you don't know this, if you notice you are cramping more when you eat dairy, try not to eat dairy. Like, try not to drink milk, eat ice cream, any of that stuff, because that's just for me. I don't know. I've never met anybody else who's had that problem before, but if you notice that, maybe that's you too. Another tip is to take iron pills. So just make sure to talk to your doctor or your parents and guardian just to make sure that you can take these pills. But yes, this is the time when you lose a lot of energy, and you're gone because you have no energy. So taking iron pills, for me personally, really does help. But again, talk to your doctor, talk to your guardian before you take those pills. Now lastly, what to wear. I feel like everybody knows this. Don't wear white. That's an obvious tip right there. But anytime you're on a period, besides white, just don't wear anything light, okay? I always wear black. Always. Just black. If you have like a function and you need to wear something other than black, just make sure to wear a darker color. Usually when there's a function though, I always feel like it's black and white, you know, tie or anything. But always choose a darker color, never a light color. And if you do happen to want to wear a light color, maybe if you wanna risk it, that's cool. That's you. Always bring like a little light jacket. That's what I always do. There are some times when I just want to risk it because I'm like, no, It's a beautiful day. I'm feeling summery. I'm feeling breezy. And I'm not going to let this little thing that's going on this month bother me from that. Stop me from wearing my pretty dress. So, but in case, I always do carry like a little jacket just in case of an accident. I think the worst thing about when you're on your period, of course everybody knows when you go out and you're on your period, you always think that you're like leaking through your pants. I remember one time I was at a furniture shop and I knew I was on my period. I was going to be on my period, but I decided to like not be prepared at all. I didn't bring my purse. I didn't bring my extra pads, my pills, like nothing. So I was cramping that day. I didn't have my pads that day, and I didn't bring it with me even though I knew, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't know why. It's like I feel like sometimes I can control my period when I can't. But I was at the furniture store and we were shopping around for furniture, and I didn't tell anybody that I was on my period. I was just acting like I'm cool, I'm fine, let's look at this furniture. But I was wearing light clothes that day, like really light clothes that if anything could happen, I'd be done, you know. I didn't have an extra jacket, like nothing. So every time we had the sales guy come to us and he's like, are you fine? And every time he'd like tell us about the furniture and want us to look around, I'd be like, you know, I'd make sure to like be in front of him the whole time, like, wow, this is a really nice piece you got here. I'm not gonna sit on it, but really, is it comfy? Yeah, it's comfy. Just don't wanna sit on it just in case of anything, you know? Or like when he finally went away and I like ran to a mirror and like looked for cameras in case there were any cameras looking, and I was like, am I good? Am I good? But that is all the tips I have for you today. I bet I have plenty more if I think of more period hacks, but that's all the tips I'm going to give you for today. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos, because I have plenty more. I do a lot of stuff. I do vlogs, I do cooking videos, I do DIYs and all that. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Hit that notification bell so you know when a video comes up. But that is it, and I will see you guys next time.